What is your American dream?
My American dream is hopes that one day all the soldiers will be returned home safely, whole, and that they will all get their benefits and whatever is due them. And that's the American dream, and that we can live in peace and harmony and skip all this hatred.
My American dream is that everybody go back to God.
My American dream is for all veterans to be honored, education to be for our children to be more accessible, and to honor our flag.
My American dream is to be anything you want to be. You get up and you work hard and it can be accomplished. That's the American dream.
My American dream is that everyone that wants to do better for themselves anywhere in the world has a chance to come here through the proper channels and become American citizens and build their careers and families for generations to come. Thank you very much.
Everyone has a right to the American dream. Welcome, everybody. It is Brad Show Live. My name is Brad Bernstein. That's the name, Brad Show Live. I am live. My name is Brad Bernstein. It is November 11th, Veterans Day, and somewhere out in the world on this rainy day in New York, feels like London, England a little bit. Very muggy, warm, rainy, overcast, dull day. But we have a lot of sunshine with Yo-Yo and Vanessa. Welcome, guys. What's going on?
Nothing much. I'm happy to be back.
Yes, me too. Me too.
Yeah, a lot has happened.
What has happened
since we last had the trio together?
What has happened? Pray tell.
I mean,
some
changes.
A new president. Like some like little changes that happened, maybe.
The first
just minor, Brad.
Just
very
minor stuff. Guys, let's say hello to the squad. We got a lot to do today. It is Veterans Day. We are back. By the way, our lines are open. We have 12 open lines right now, so if you do call, you will get on the show. Can't promise if you call later you'll get on, but if you call now, you will. But let's say hello to the squad right now. Let's see who's watching on YouTube. Jessica Leamy, squad up. Lovey Lima Tango, what's going on? Andrea Reed, squad up. How are you? Dion Watson, Stargirl Mika, and Dawn Harriet, squad up. Beverly Thompson, what's going on? Elizabeth Francis, Joan Grant, and Ma Dukes, squad up. And on YouTube, nobody to say squad up to. That's okay. By the way,
a little light there.
By the way, I don't know how it is in your neck of the woods, but under the lights here in the studio at Brad Show Live, it's a bit schwitzy.
It's hot.
Just a little bit schwitzy.
Is that hot?
Hot? Schwitzy is hot, wet, everything. Schwitzy.
Oh. So wait, is that like? So it's really hot like that?
Are you okay?
I'm okay. I do not have COVID, thank God. I'm completely fine. I'm just saying it's a little schwitzy here. It is literally like 110 degrees here. The building, because it's November here in New York City, they closed down the air conditioning. So we have no air conditioning. Who would ever thought it was going to be 70 degrees in November? So the air conditioning is closed off in our building here in New York City. So, and I'm under all of these lights. If anyone's ever seen the studio, it's like 30, 40 lights here. So,
I am studio around this time. I'll be sweating down.
Well,
I kept trying to open the windows and everything. I was like, it gets hot.
All I know is if Yo-Yo was here, he would be swimming right now.
Swimming.
But somehow Vanessa is always perfect. It's 100 degrees, it's 0. She would look exactly the same.
I do what I can.
It doesn't matter. You can't affect her look.
Don't let him see you sweat.
You can't affect her look. All right, so why don't you tell everybody what they need to do while I get ready for some schmoozing?
Absolutely. All right, guys. It's the first day back with all three of us. So I need you guys to really listen to me, all right? So I need everybody on all social media sites to please join the Brad Squad. It is a VIP page. All you have to do is put Brad Squad on Facebook under the search engine. You will see. It's not the page that you're watching the show on right now. It would be another page. It has a lot less followers on there than the page that you follow right now. So I need you all to follow that page, because what you guys can get is you will throw in your question anytime throughout the day, and we'll make sure we put those in before any of the social media check-in questions that we ask during social media check-in. All right? Now, sharing is caring. I need you all on Facebook to please start sharing right now. I already put it in the comments earlier. I said, yo, start sharing early. So let's share throughout the show. All right? If you share right now, share it like 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later. Throughout the show, I need you guys to share. Copy the link and send it to your text message blast. Get a group of people and friends and family that you know might need help or might just want to be a part of the Brad Squad. Bring them in, all right? Like, act like you're getting a commission. It kind of is. Bragging rights is a good commission, all right? So tell everybody that you brought somebody in and let us know, all right? So like I said, copy the link, send it in a text message blast. You can send it in an inbox. You can send it to anyone's page. You can share this video to different communities on Facebook as well. Now, throw in all your questions right now. You remember, we don't get to all of the questions, and you cannot let us know that we didn't ask your question because I gave you another way of asking the questions to make sure that you guys get your questions answered, all right? But throw in your questions right now. And of course, interaction. We want to see all the interaction. We love the love that we always get when we give it right back. So show the emojis, like the video, love it, however you're feeling. All right, now Ness-Quick, what are we going to do on YouTube?
Okay, squad. So on YouTube, the most important thing that I need you guys to do is subscribe to our channel. Make sure that you turn on the notification bell so you know when Brad's show is live every day at its time, 5:30, or maybe pop up on Fridays. But it's so important that you click that notification bell right next to the subscribe button so you know when the show is on live. We're taking a look in the comments, so leave your questions there. The Brad Squad in the back is looking out for those for social media check-in. And most importantly, I need to see this right now before we schmooze or get into answering anyone's immigration question, and that is for you guys to give us a thumbs up. When you give us a thumbs up, that's basically your thank you to the Brad Show and to Brad and for all of us that are putting this work together for you guys. It lets YouTube know that we are doing great work here, and we want to be able to reach more and more people every single day. And by you giving us a simple thumbs up, it lets YouTube know that there's great things happening here and that we need to continue to share and grow and grow. Which leads me to our next point. Right next to that thumbs up, you're going to see a button or an arrow that says share. So let's do exactly that and share, share, share. When you click that arrow, it lets you copy the link so you can then send this live video to anyone in a WhatsApp chat, in a group chat that you have on the side. Send this to family because you guys already know all the great, great gems that Brad shares with us and all the immigration answers that we give for free day in and day out. And you never know who you know that needs answers to their immigration questions. So the best thing that you can do is share all the magic that happens on Brad Show Live with the people around you, because there's still so many people that don't know that Brad Show Live exists, and we're doing such great work here. Nonetheless, if you can't catch a full 2-hour show of Brad Show Live, you can catch the best snippets of our show on our Instagram at Brad Show Live. So make sure that you're following us on Instagram, where you get the best snippets of our show, new content, and updates. You can also send your immigration questions to our direct message on Instagram, and it will be locked in for social media check-in. We do our best to get to every single question every day. But of course, it's tons and tons of questions. So your best bet is, like Yo-Yo said, is joining that Facebook group. But nonetheless, let's get the show started. And here we go, schmoozing with Brad.
All right, Vanessa and Yo-Yo, it is Veterans Day. And on Veterans Day, the federal government is closed down. The banks are closed down. We honor military veterans who served in the United States Armed Forces. The federal holiday coincides with Armistice Day and Remembrance Day, which marks the end of World War I. That's where Veterans Day comes from originally. These observances reflect the end of hostilities of World War I, actually, at the 11th hour, on the 11th day of the 11th month of 1918. Initially, the United States observed Armistice Day as well. However, it evolved into Veterans Day in 1954. Now, we don't want to confuse Veterans Day with Memorial Day and Armed Forces Day. Memorial Day is the day to remember those who fell in combat. Veterans Day is to remember both those who fell in combat and those who are alive, all of our veterans. And of course, Armed Forces Day is really in honor of our U.S. Armed Forces. Immigrants, Yo-Yo and Vanessa, they play a very important role in Veterans Day. The United States military depends on immigrants. About 65,000 immigrants currently serve in the active duty military out of 1.2 million people. And by the way, if you are a veteran, the Department of Veteran Affairs announced that all veterans and Gold Star families, they will be getting a lifetime free access pass to all the national parks. It's a value of $80. Well, I mean, it's better than nothing, I guess. But I mean, can we do better than that?
No, they need better than that.
Can we do better than thanks for the free pass to Yellowstone?
Like, how often do you go to Yellowstone?
I don't know. I've never been in my life. Have you been to Yellowstone?
No.
Well, Jill is saying they fight for this land and it's $80 a year for a lifetime, but damn it, you got to do a hell of a lot better, Jill and U.S. government and the interior than $80 and be proud that that's what you do. You got to do much better than that. But if you do want this free pass,
can't even afford to get a flight to go there.
Yeah, exactly. But if you do want, how many veterans are on the street? How many veterans How many veterans can't get medical treatment?
That's wild to me. It's wild.
And they promote this like woohoo, $80.
Don't miss out.
Yeah. Well, apparently, to get the free pass, veterans must provide some form of identification showing they were in the armed forces. I'm not sure where you go for this free pass, but I'm sure if you're a veteran and you want to Google it, you can and get your $80 free pass every year. Meanwhile, where were you on Saturday when the cars started honking, guys? And the celebration started?
I was in bed and I was like, what the hell is going on? Because I had no idea that, because we were still waiting for Nevada, right? So like we weren't, I had no idea that this could have even happened, that this was an option of like happening. So it was so random for me. But I ran outside and partied with everybody else. I went by NYU and danced around
at Washington Square Park?
Yep, I sure did. And literally hundreds of people there. Everybody had their masks on.
Right.
All right. We all had our masks.
You know, there was a lot of pushback actually for people celebrating Biden's win and congregating when, at least from the Trump side, when the Trump side said, well, how come it's okay to congregate and celebrate Biden winning, yet it's not okay to go to a Trump rally and congregate? What was happening there? Because you were right there on the ground, Yo-Yo.
I was right there. So you had everybody with signs saying, thank you, Stacey Abrams. Thank you, John Lewis. You had people from all races, all sexual orientations, didn't matter. It was just a bunch of people coming together and celebrating this big win for our country. And it's like, yeah, you might, okay, the Trump administration could say that, but like I said, we all had masks on. Everybody was still protecting themselves. But, you know, when you fed up, you just need to go out and scream. So everybody was out just literally spewing good vibes and good energy, something that we've not felt. And literally it felt like a whole cloud had lifted over.
And Vanessa, what do you think? Do you think it was more of a celebration for Joe Biden or more of a celebration that we're sweeping out the pumpkin?
I definitely think it's a good mix of both. But to go on with what we're stating here, it's almost like people are out celebrating, not planning to have these celebratory events. It's like with a Trump rally, like, you know, you're going into this space potentially there being people that, don't necessarily believe in COVID-19 and aren't wearing masks and aren't protecting themselves. While a lot of people, while I was around the city, I did see, surely, there were people that were getting together and celebrating, but I still feel like many were abiding by social distancing as they could, and we're all wearing our masks as we're being instructed.
That was a really smart point, because I didn't think about it, but you happen to be 100% right. I think the difference is where Donald Trump pre-planned it. And he says, I'm pre-planning this because I want you to come to this rally for my own selfish purposes.
Yeah, I want to get these people together in a space on purpose to rally.
Right.
Everyone else was just celebrating a victory.
Right.
Like we would a Yankee game, I don't know.
And as Yonathan said, he was sleeping in his bed, and all of a sudden CNN called Pennsylvania for Biden, and it was a spontaneous celebration. It was not pre-planned. Joe Biden didn't organize the rallies in, Washington Square Park or anything else. So I think a valid point on both your parts. Yeah.
Organize it. Like, I literally I went to go get a full body massage. I said it was going to be a self day because I felt so good.
Yo, I'm glad you're telling us about your full body massage on Hump Day. But why don't you save that story for the Hump Day part?
Oh, my bad.
It's not enough for you to just say, I was going for a massage. I was going for a full body massage. A full body. Yo, you can tell us where the full body starts and the full body ends during Hump Day. How's that?
Okay,
Meanwhile, you stepped in that one, Yo. Meanwhile, Trump's efforts to deny the outcome of the 2020 election cannot change the undeniable reality. Joe Biden won decisively. President-elect Biden is now up by more than 5 million votes. He is about to surpass 80 million votes for president, the most by far that any president ever got in the history of the United States. He is on his way, unless a recount, and we'll talk about the recount in a second. He is on his way to being certified winning Pennsylvania, Arizona, Nevada, Georgia, most likely to lose North Carolina, lost Alaska today. Assuming that all holds up, and we are 99.99999% certain it is, he is on his way to earning 306 electoral votes. That's 57% of the electoral votes, a 74 electoral vote margin over President Trump. It is clear as day that he won the election. Now, the idea that Trump is going to overturn any of this, let's talk about this for a second. The fact that he hasn't said one fact that has been verified that there was fraud in the election says a lot. Right. Now, in the last 20 years, they're going to recount Georgia. They're going to recount Pennsylvania, most likely recount Arizona and Nevada. What's interesting about all of this is that in those states, and in many other states, Republican senators won their election over the Democratic counterparts. Those results were very, very fair. The only thing that was unfair was the Donald Trump presidential loss. Now, in the history of the United States, the most in a recount in the last 20 years that anybody has during a recount changed votes is 2000. There is not a Secretary of State, the Secretary of State for each particular state, whether Republican or Democrat. It's the person in charge. There are Republicans in charge in certain states. There's Democrats in charge in other states. In all 50 states, there is not one Secretary of State who is in charge of the voting, both Republican or Democrat, who has come out and said anything other than it was a fair and clear win by Biden. It was fair. There was no irregularities. There was no fraud. The only one yelling fraud is Donald Trump, but he's yelling it without any facts behind it. It's like, remember the old Wendy's commercial with the old lady walking into the other hamburger restaurant and goes, "Where's the beef? Where's the beef?"
Oh, I
Do you remember that? So I want to yell to Donald Trump, "Where's the beef? Where's the facts?"
Yeah.
You just can't yell fraud without any facts. Now there's going to be recounts, but the fact is that Biden won by over 10,000, by over 14,000 votes in Georgia, by over 150,000 votes in Michigan, by close to 50,000 plus votes in Pennsylvania. They are not going to change, they're going to count again. And as Albert Einstein said, if you do the same thing again and you expect a different result, that is what, Vanessa?
It's the definition of insanity.
Definition
Brad.
of insanity. So they're going to do the same thing again, and you're going to get basically similar votes. Now, in every election, since the time I was born, they've always found 10, 20, 30 people who may have been dead who somehow slipped in a vote somehow. Some dead guy slipped in a vote. Happens every election, every 4 years. Okay? But that doesn't, all those votes shouldn't count. But assuming they find these votes, it's not going to change the result.
Right.
He won Georgia by 14,000. He won Pennsylvania by over 50,000. He won Michigan by over 150,000. End of story. Case closed. Now,
So
I have a theory. Okay? And this is what's going on today. Mike Pence, you haven't heard one word from him. Right? You haven't heard one word from Mike Pence. He's laying low. He hasn't said a word because he doesn't want to look like a fool because he wants to run for president in 2024. He knows you lost. Okay?
Gotcha.
The only people who are basically agreeing with Donald Trump are Donald Trump's yes men and the United States Senate, the Republican side of it. Why? 2 reasons. Number one, Donald Trump has started a political action committee to raise money, and they need Donald Trump, or many Republicans need Donald Trump to raise substantial amounts of money for the Republican Party. Whether we like it or not, he is going to be part of this Republican Party for some time. He may even run again for election in 2024. Who knows? But he is going to be a major, major, major fundraiser for the Republican Party. They don't want to get on his bad side, so they're just allowing him to go and say this crap, even though they know nothing is going to change. The second thing is that there are 2 runoff elections in Georgia for the United States Senate. At this moment, the Senate is at 50 Republicans, 48 Democrats. If the Democrats win both runoff elections, it becomes 50-50 U.S. Senate. Kamala Harris is the tiebreaker. The Democrats control the Senate, the House, and the presidency. It is a major shift in power in the United States of America if that happens, versus either the Democrats split the Senate vote, one for Democrat, 1 Republican, and ends up the Senate being 51 Republican and 49 Democrat, then Mitch McConnell stays in control of the Senate. It is huge, huge ramifications, these 2 Senate races in Georgia, which, by the way, won't actually occur till January 5th. So who do the Republicans need? Who do the Republicans need to turn out to win these Senate races? They already lost. They already know the Democrats can turn out a majority in favor of the Democrats. They already did it for Joe Biden, won by 15,000 votes in Georgia. So they know the Democrats could pull out a majority, and then if they do, it's a major shift in power. So nobody in the U.S. Senate on the Republican side wants to be in the minority. They want to be in the majority. The last thing they want to do right now is piss off Donald Trump. Why? Because Donald Trump can bring out voters to vote for the Republican candidates in Georgia. So I think for those 2 reasons, one, they want his money or fundraising abilities after he's out. They don't want to piss him off. And 2, we have this Senate race going on. So there's no Republican senators who are saying Donald Trump is crazy right now, because nobody wants to get the wrath of Donald Trump before this runoff election. They want Trump supporters. This is going to go on, unfortunately, for a few more weeks, this craziness.
Golly, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I have some.
I just think it's impressive. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Yo-Yo.
You know, we gotta, shout out the squad. So, let's see. I lost it. Okay, so Marge Hicks said all the recount he won't win, so it's a waste of time and money. She said he needs to be fired. He's already looking like a fool. I think he's afraid of being fired. Puppet on the string. And then he said that he's gonna. He said he's gonna run in 2024. She said maybe from state prison.
I hope so. I hope so. From your mouth to God's ears. I hope so.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Vanessa, you wanted to add something?
I was just gonna say that it's also speaks for itself how many states went from being red last election to blue. So we can count all he wants, but I mean, the Democratic Party was able to flip states that they weren't even expecting, and that says a lot. So we can double count for days.
Well, you're going to count all you want. You're going to get the same exact votes. That's basically it, within a margin of 200-300 votes, one way or the other, or 400 votes. But you're going to get the same results. So I am extraordinarily confident. I'm extraordinarily confident that Joe Biden's going to be the president come January.
Yeah. Wouldn't that make you look like even more of a loser?
Yes.
Like you
Yes.
don't want to give. You don't want to give.
Correct.
You didn't want to bow out gracefully. Like you had that one chance, Trump, to show us and like have us, kind of be like, dang, okay, Trump, I see you. Finally, bow out gracefully. No.
Meanwhile, a postal worker claimed he had evidence of widespread voting irregularities. He admitted to the U.S. Postal Service investigators today he made up the story. Richard Hopkins claimed that a postmaster in Erie, Pennsylvania, instructed postal workers to backdate ballots mailed after Election Day, was cited by Senator Lindsey Graham in a letter to the Justice Department, and used by Donald Trump in a lawsuit to overturn the Pennsylvania election. Turns out that was their only fact that they had, an affidavit from a crazy postal worker who turns out he was just lying. Monday, Hopkins told investigators from the United States Postal Service Office of Inspector General that the allegations were not true, and he signed an affidavit recanting all of his claims. So I don't know what Donald Trump's going to do.
He's going to lose for the second time.
He's going to lose for the second time. But you want to know what today is?
It is Hump Day.
It is Hump Day. That is right. It is Hump Day. We have some.
It's Hump Day.
Dr. Love is here.
It's Hump Day.
But by the way, this is a question for Yo-Yo, Vanessa. I'm sorry, but this doesn't really apply to you. Do you like nuts?
Can't wait to
Do
hear
you
this
like nuts? Do you like to eat nuts? Nuts, real nuts. I'm not making a fabricated thing, like real nuts.
Almonds,
No, not almonds, like peanuts.
walnuts.
Do you like nuts?
I like almonds.
You like almonds. Well, a new study, Yo-Yo. When you're ready to start a Yo-Yo family, all right, eat all the almonds you can. Because a new study on male fertility has revealed that men who eat nuts can significantly improve their sperm quality. The quality of sperm relies on many factors, not just genetic, but environmental, lifestyle, and most importantly now, diet. Now, nutritional researchers have demonstrated in humans for the first time the effects of the effects of specific foods on sperm quality. In this case, nuts, tree nuts, almonds, hazelnuts, walnuts. They found that healthy people on a Western-style diet, which is typically high in red meat, processed foods, and sugars, who ate these particular nuts enjoyed almost immediate benefits to the genetic profile of their sperm. Look how happy that guy is when he found out. Now, their randomized clinical trial involved a group of 72 healthy, non-smoking, youthful participants, 48 of whom were asked to integrate 60 grams of tree nuts per day into their diet for 14 weeks, while the remaining 24 continued their typical fatty Western diet. At the end of the period, those on the nut-heavy diet showed 36 genomic regions of their sperm DNA that were significantly methylated compared to the control group. I guess that's a scientific term. I don't know what it means. Of those regions, 97% were considered hypermethylated. I guess that's really good. In a nutshell, a handful of nuts Helps your nuts. Yo. Would you ever thought of that?
No, but I drink almond milk, so I hope that kind of helps as well.
What?
I drink almond milk, so I wonder if that helps as well.
I think it would.
Okay.
Anything almond is good.
Just make sure you consume those nuts, bud.
Yes,
Consume the nuts.
that is right. That is why I've been putting almond milk in my coffee every day now.
Smart man. No, that's
Right,
And when I fly, I am never going to say no to the little peanut bag now, right? The little nuts bag.
Oh,
Nope.
gosh. What
Right.
are you telling us right now? You trying to get another little Brad?
One, maybe two, maybe three, five. The way I'm eating nuts these days, why not have a dozen
Right.
more kids, right?
Right.
According to Hump Day.
That's
you're
Hump
on
Day.
your
Why
way.
not, right? Meanwhile, strippers of color in Oregon are eligible. What does this mean? Let's see. Strippers of color in Oregon are eligible to receive federal COVID-19 relief funds thanks to a local sex workers advocacy group. Nearly $600,000 was made available in a grant awarded to the organization Haymarket Pole Collective with priority for Black, Indigenous, and transgender strippers. All of this in Oregon.
Oregon
It's good to Oregon, in Oregon, by the way, strippers, get this grant, and drugs won the war on drugs in Oregon. Oregon is definitely on a roll over there. The grant
Oregon is out.
The grant is going to supply 75 sex workers with $1,600 to pay their rent, $500 towards utilities, and $150 for the internet. Man, we are in the wrong business and in the wrong state.
Dang.
We are in the wrong business in the wrong state. That's all I can tell you.
Brad, how would you be in the stripping business?
I don't know, but I think perhaps the legislatures that passed this, do you think that they were already getting high? Or do you think this is a good thing? Do you think,
anything can happen in Oregon right now.
Yeah, I mean, anything that helps people, I guess, is nice. It's a good thing, right?
I'm actually really here for it.
Yeah,
I'm here for it.
yeah, but I mean, of all the people though to get relief, strippers.
They have families.
They have families too. Why not? Why not?
School. You know, a lot of strippers are in school. You know, they're not really old people that be stripping. It's usually like young people who are make another life for themselves. You know,
listen, they're all good people. They're all nice people. They're all human beings. Why not, Yo-Yo? Right?
The stimulus check wasn't even as much as this grant has raised for.
What'd you say? What'd you say, Vanessa?
That they're getting strippers in Oregon are getting more than stimulus checks.
That's right. Isn't that crazy?
So crazy. Yeah.
Meanwhile, an Instagram model. I'm sure you're familiar with a few of them.
Here we go.
Yeah, she claims she was booted from the dating app Tinder because the dating app thought her photos were very sexy and obviously fake. Luna Brina said, "I'm too hot for Tinder." Brina is an Instagram model. She has 1.2 million followers who live in Florida, and she reportedly makes oodles of cash from her racy OnlyFans account. Brina first joined Tinder in 2017 when she was young, dumb, and looking for love. Young, single, and ready to mingle, as they say. She said her scintillating snaps were initially such a hit that she amassed hundreds of matches per month, as well as gift offers and even marriage proposals. But Brina says she was banned from Tinder after her photos were used as catfish bait. As a result, she claims she was jettisoned from the platform because people couldn't tell her real account from the imposter. She told Jam Press that one internet cloud seeker even made a faux Luna Bina Facebook account with over 1,000 likes. I remember I had somebody. What? I forgot what they called me. I had a fake Brad Bernstein account. He had like 8,000 people following fake Brad Bernstein with all my pictures, and they were selling Bitcoin as me. But then they took it down. That's why that's why my Instagram went from Brad Bernstein to the real Brad Bernstein, because I had to make sure people knew this is real Brad Bernstein. But there was like a fake Brad Bernstein out there with I happened to be. selling Bitcoin and had like, and I'm like, fake Brad Bernstein has more followers than real Brad Bernstein. That's not fair.
He was on a roll that one.
Yeah.
I think this girl's gassing herself up, though.
I think so too.
Where's the meat? I'm good. Like, she gassing herself up. Like, I know there's some Ness-Quick looked 100,000 times better than her, and she ain't getting kicked off of nobody Tinder if she was on there. Come on. Some people just like they like to gas themselves up. It's very easy to hit up a PR and get an article done about yourself.
I was about to say it's a PR stunt.
Absolutely. I've had my frat brother literally hit me up. When was this? Last year. He was in South Africa. He was like, "Yo, bro, are you in South Africa?" I was like, "Huh? No." And he was like, "Yo, my friend has a dating app, and she was swiping, and your picture just came out. Said that you're like 5 miles away." Like, it happens to the best. Girl, I'm not hitting nobody PR. I look better than her.
Vanessa, have they ever used your beautiful pictures to like catfish somebody else? Do you know of?
I thank goodness up until to this point, I mean, you boys are definitely doing something right to have, faux profiles and being catfishing people. But no, I have not. I haven't. And I've been on social intentionally for a long time, and I've been public forever. Nope.
But I just want to make an announcement. Maxine Gowie doesn't know if she's following the real Brad or fake Brad. If you're following real Brad Bernstein on Instagram, you're following real Brad. Just make that clear.
Yeah, I see a lot of the squad members still believe they are on my side. Says she's too skinny. Yeah, where's the meat?
Where's the meat? We're back to the Wendy's commercial. Where's the beef?
The beef.
Where's the beef? Right? Some people like skinny.
Well, it's all preference.
Some people like skinny. Some people like curvy. Some people like chunky. It's all in the eye of the beholder, Yo-Yo and Vanessa, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yes, it is.
It ain't for this eye of this beholder.
What are you? What are you? Are you a curvy, chunky?
Curvy.
You're curvy.
Yeah.
I can see that I can see that for Yo-Yo. Yep. Sure. Right.
And Vanessa's going to tell me she's a sapiosexual. She falls in love with the mind, right? The man's mind, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly, right?
It's all personality for me. Like, I mean, yeah, my boyfriend made me laugh, and now he's my boyfriend. But initially, wasn't necessarily the first draft pick, and I hope he doesn't watch the episode of this show.
Wow, Vanessa was not the first, I don't even know what to say on that one.
Nothing else but my boo thing, but my bow. Yes,
but he made you laugh. So you know what? It's not.
Make a girl laugh.
Let me tell you something. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon, right? So he won the Ness-Quick marathon.
There you go.
Right?
And what a run it was. Let's make sure we cut this out the show after.
Yes. I really hope he's not watching, by the way, because you're in trouble at the end of the show. Yeah. All right. And finally, thanks to Borat, they came out Borat 2 now. A 26-year-old UK woman, of course, it always happens in the UK. Her Alexa apparently thought she was in the mood for some sexy time because she was watching Borat, so it ordered 3 sex toys for her from Amazon. Katie Brown's virtual assistant was next to her television set when her brother Bobby was watching Borat's subsequent movie film where Sacha Baron Cohen's character tried to order 3 flashlights. I guess that's the male sex toy. The bumbling Kazakh wound up ordering 3 similarly sounding rubbery sex toys mimicking female genitalia. Oh, that's right, the fleshlight. Now, Katie said when she went off, my brother knew it had happened and came to me to check. I was in stitches, but then I thought, hang on a minute, 107 pounds? I need to cancel that as quickly as I can. I've never had anything like this happen to me before. I've seen it happen to other people before, but not to me. So, advice to everybody, shut off your Alexa before you watch Borat.
Alexa, stop. Stop. Every time you say it, she keeps on saying. She almost just ordered what you said.
Wait. Alexa, three sex toys.
Alexa, no.
Alexa, 3 sex toys. 3 sex toys, Alexa.
Cancel.
All of a sudden, Yo-Yo's gonna get like boxes of this stuff.
I'm sending it to your house.
The fleshlight. We have a few more days here in New York of
That
this
would be-
gloominess.
that-
He needs a little fleshlight.
Yeah, he needs a little extra, right?
She legit listened to you. She heard you, Greg.
All right, so that was our schmooze for the day, but we're going to be answering your immigration questions in about 2 minutes or so. Later in the show, I'm going to be speaking with our good friend of the show, founder and director of the Deported Veterans Support House in Tijuana, Mexico, Specialist Hector Barajas. But right now, in honor of Veterans Day, we would like to remember the deported veterans who have appeared on Bradshaw Live. Marine veteran Marco Chavez and Army veteran Miguel Perez both returned from active duty, suffering post-traumatic stress disorder, and for Perez, a traumatic brain injury as well. After getting in trouble with the law, both were deported to Mexico. Eventually, both were allowed to re-enter the United States, but the pain of deportation and the years of struggle to come back took its toll. Let's watch a clip from both of their interviews. So what was your life like? You got deported.
That is correct. I ran into this person, Hector Barajas, who opened up a veteran deported house and started helping out deported veterans. The ACLU was there trying to doing interviews for veterans. I went, I interviewed with them, and the help came from there. Deported veterans, they should be taken into consideration. They picked up an arm, fought for the country. They should be given a chance.
When we last talked, you just came back to the United States of America. Are you happier now?
I'm in a better place. I'm closer to my kids. I'm here, and all I'm showing them is positive things. I'm trying to feel like a father, but I'm getting to know my sons, and they're getting to know me. That's what's going on. It's a process.
When I was in prison and it came out that I was facing deportation, to tell me that I didn't qualify for the citizenship. When I found out that they were deporting me that morning, that I was going straight to Mexico. And I told them the difference between you and me was because you joined to get your citizenship. I joined for the love of the country, the love of my community.
Right.
And he's like, well, we need to fix this. He's like, come on. We start walking and we start making small talk. He opens the door. He closes the door behind me. And when I look back,
you're in Mexico.
Door in the middle. Yes.
Miguel has recently returned and is now a United States citizen. Miguel, how's it feel, my man? You're a citizen and back.
It feels great. I got back. It was just straight to work as far as advocating for the rest of the deported veterans. And I have a great leadership with Pastor Emma with the church. And now that I'm home, I can just walk outside, hop on the bus, hop on the train, take a ride downtown, walk the streets, because I'm home.
All right, so we're going to open up our telephone lines right now. Our telephone lines are open. If you want to call the show, you call right now, 1-800-529-5465. Within North America, outside of North America, you can call the number that's scrolling on the bottom of our screen where it says call Spar and Bernstein for a consultation. And that telephone number after the 1-800 number outside of North America, you can also call that number now to get on our show, 212-227-8933. Our lines are open. Later, I will be speaking with Specialist Hector Barajas, founder and director of the Deported Veterans Support House in Tijuana, Mexico. But right now, let's get into something we like to call, you got a question, I'll try to answer it to the best of my abilities. All right, Teddy in Potomac, Maryland. Teddy, how are you?
Hi, Brad. How are you?
Good, good. What's going on?
Thanks for the date, for the walnuts, the almond and everything.
Start packing them in if you want kids. That's all I can tell you. All right, what's going on, Teddy? What can I do to help?
Yeah, Brad, the question I have is I'm a green card holder, two years conditional green card holder.
Right.
And I have to do the I-751, it's like next month or something. But the question I have is, Brad, it's I had just stressed about this new public charge rules. I know you said Biden's going to change the policy and everything, but the question I have is it going to affect me because I've received benefits before?
No.
I'm going to put the condition in a month.
No. File to remove the conditions. When you go to file to remove the conditions, public charge is not an issue. It's an issue.
Oh, okay.
Public charge is only an issue under two circumstances. One, when you're applying for your initial green card, and two, when you're entering the United States of America with your green card and you've been out of the U.S. for more than 180 days. Then they can charge you as a public charge again if you have a problem. So if your trip is less than 180 days, you don't have a public charge issue. Getting the initial green card, you have public charge, but to remove the conditions, you don't. Citizenship also, you don't have to worry about it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because people tell I'm sorry, but it's okay.
Sleep well, Teddy.
Before, so I'm good, right?
You're good. Okay, and by the way, if your green card's up in a month, file it now. Don't delay because they're going to take at least 6-7 weeks to send you an extension notice.
Okay, all right. I'll call you for that, Brad. But other than that, no issue, right? I'm
no
okay.
Issue. You're okay.
Thank you very much, Brad.
Welcome.
Have a good, blessed day.
Thank you. You too, Teddy. Be well.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Kenya in Atlanta. Kenya in Atlanta, how are you?
Hello, brother. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Thank you so much for what you do.
My pleasure.
I really appreciate.
My pleasure.
My I-485 and I-130 was denied, and I also just got recently divorced. What can I do?
All right. Why was it denied? Was it because your husband didn't show up to the interview?
No, they said we didn't provide enough proof for that it was a bona fide marriage.
Did you and your husband live together?
Yes, we did.
Okay. So why did you get divorced? You had a good marriage, you lived together, and you weren't able to prove you lived together and then got divorced. What happened?
He said he said he wasn't no longer interested, and in the marriage there was abuse. And
okay.
It was just a lot,
What was the abuse? If you don't want to get, and if you don't want to get too personal, that's fine. We'll just accept there was abuse for right now.
Okay.
But if there was abuse in the relationship, what you need to do immediately, like in the next few weeks, is file a new adjustment application based on VAWA, Violence Against Women's Act. Now, you already divorced. You can still file a VAWA application within 2 years of a divorce. So as long as your divorce happened less than 2 years, you're still okay. If you don't do anything, you're looking at deportation, and we don't want to see that happen to you. So now, when you file the VAWA application, you got to prove abuse, and you got to prove it was a real marriage. Immigration already interviewed you both and said it's not a real marriage. Now, that doesn't mean, because immigration already said it's not a real marriage, that you can't go in a new application and prove otherwise. I don't know what happened on that first interview. Maybe your husband wasn't interested. Maybe he purposely screwed up. Maybe he didn't show up to an interview. Maybe he tried to do everything right, but did everything wrong. Who knows?
Wrong.
There's lots of reasons why a husband and wife can go on an interview who are in a real marriage and not prove it's a real marriage. And then in a subsequent application, whether it's the husband and wife filing again and getting it right or doing a VAWA case, you're able to do it. So hold on 1 second. I'd suggest we do a VAWA, okay? So hold on. Let's go to Kenny in Boston. Kenny. Kenny.
Yes.
How are you?
Good, yourself?
Good. What's going on?
I have a question. If my wife has the conditional green card, 2 years, and she got arrested for DV, and if she got convicted, what's going to happen when we're going to remove...
If she's convicted of a domestic violence, that's a deportable offense. She's going to have a problem.
All right, I see. Is there any way? So what should we do?
Fight the DV.
Oh, so no matter what, I have to fight the DV, even if I don't press charges?
You don't press charges. it's going to be much more difficult for the district attorney to prove something happened, but they could still prove it with maybe a telephone call and, testimony by a police officer, but it would be much more difficult for them to prove their case. So, if you don't choose to cooperate because you don't want your wife to be convicted of a crime, she could still be convicted, but it would be much harder. You just need a good criminal defense attorney. You're up in Boston. Go. They've got pretty good attorneys up there. Go find one.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's go to Don in Phoenix. Don. Don.
Hello?
Hi, Don. How are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Good. What's going on?
So I applied for my citizenship a couple months ago, and I'm waiting for my fingerprint. But last month they charged me with a prostitution.
They charged you with trying to be with a prostitute, or they charged you as the prostitute?
I'm trying to be a prostitute.
Okay. So what happened? So
I went to court and I decided. So I take they put me in a program. So I'm going to take a class so that it's going to be dismissed.
Okay. So is that the only time you've ever been arrested in your life?
Yes.
Okay. So as long as the case is dismissed, and it's the only time you were arrested in your entire life, you're not the only man to ever have this problem. I think one time you go to a class, it's dismissed, you'll be fine, and you should be able to become a citizen. I think one time, getting caught with your pants down, excuse my pun, is not make you a bad person. You don't have to worry that you're going to lose your green card. B, I think you're going to be a citizen. Just hopefully you get the class done and you have your case dismissed before your citizenship interview.
Okay. Oh, thank you so much.
All right. Good luck.
Okay. Bye.
All right. Samuel in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Samuel.
Hey, bud. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, man. I got a question here, Brad.
Yes.
My question is, I've been married to
Samuel, I'm not hearing you. You got to take a step to the right.
All right. Let me go again. I've been married to a citizen, U.S. citizen.
Right.
Right. So, I filed, I think, last September. And even now, I didn't get even my AAD card because I have a, what do you call it, RFE?
You have a what?
About the BEPS, RFE, like the proof of
you got
evidence.
You got an RFE. When did you get the RFE?
I think I got it last year, November.
And when what did they ask in November?
They asked me about birth certificate, like a long form. I'm from South Africa, but I submitted just a regular birth certificate. Doesn't have my mother's name and my father's name. Did you
submit the proper birth certificate?
Yes.
Okay, so when did you submit it?
Here's the thing. I submit the birth certificate, but not the long form.
What did you submit a long form birth certificate in response to the RFE?
No, I did it because of the pandemic.
Well, that's why you never get your case is denied. Then you didn't.
No, it's not because I submitted some schools a second proof, something like that.
Secondary proof. I don't know what you did.
Yes.
I don't know what you did. So maybe you did it right. Yeah. Maybe you did it wrong. I don't know. But it doesn't sound very promising. I think you need an attorney.
I submitted the letter from the school.
Samuel.
Yes.
If immigration says send me a long form birth certificate to prove you are who you are, and then you can't submit it, and you submit other evidence, you're looking at this problem. How come I didn't get my work permit a year later? All right. So you're causing your own problems. Hold on one second. You need a lawyer. Let's go to Jesse in Queens. Jesse.
Hey, Brad. Thank you for having me on.
Good.
Appreciate it.
My pleasure. What's going on?
I have two quick questions. So first is my I-360 got approved late last year, but haven't heard back yet. I'm assuming part of the delay is certainly due to COVID, but is there any recommendation on what I should do in terms of next steps, or do I just wait around?
Just wait around. An I-360 is taking over 2 years these days.
Even with the approval?
Oh, you have the you have an approval? I thought you said you submitted it last year.
No. I got the approval last December. And I've already processed the I-485, so I'm just waiting for, I guess, the interview.
Oh, yeah, you should have it hopefully by the end of the year, I would assume. If you still don't have it 12 months after the approval of your I-360, give us a call.
Okay, and then my second question is, given the new administration, do you anticipate the processing times to be quicker, or it doesn't have any impact?
Oh, it's going to have a huge impact. They're going to, hopefully they're going to make USCIS what it should be, is customer oriented, to give you service, to provide a service. You're paying a fee to provide a government service. Right now, it's an adversarial situation. You're paying a fee to an adversary. Hopefully, they go back to doing what they're supposed to be doing, which is adjudicating cases properly and efficiently. So I hope so. It's my hope. You never know, but that's my hope.
Got it. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Let's go to Marcia in Orange, New Jersey. Marcia.
Hi, Brad. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure.
So, so I have a couple questions I'd like to get addressed. My son has a pending criminal case, and it has been going on for a year, but his green card expires a couple months during that time. His 10-year green card.
What is the criminal case? What's the criminal case?
Domestic violence.
All right. Is this his first one?
Yes, this is his first one. So now immigration got involved, and they told him that he needed to do the N-600 because they found out that he was in fact a citizen from he was here a couple of years back.
All right. All right. Let me ask you a couple questions. How old is your son when he got his green card?
About maybe 14.
Okay.
He's now 26.
Okay. And were you a citizen before he was 18?
No, it was his dad.
Okay. Was he living with his father at the time?
Yes, he had lived with his dad before he was 18. Okay. And he got his green card before, just as he came into the state.
Then he's a U.S. citizen. He has to do it.
Right. So my question is there such a thing for him to do the N-600? Because they want him to go ahead and do it.
Yes, he has to.
Okay. All right, then fine. So he has already done it and submit the paperwork. Right. Will this take a long time as regular cases?
Takes a year. Takes about a year.
Right. Okay, that's what I thought, because I thought it was because if it was a court issue, then he might have to get priority. Oh, well, not really priority, but
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They can't deport a citizen.
Yeah.
He's a citizen. All the N-600 says is, here's my evidence of citizenship, but they can't touch him anyway. So don't worry about it.
Right. I know. Okay. Thanks so much. I thought as much. Have a nice evening. Bye bye.
Let's go to Cher in Columbus, Ohio. Cher.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, Cher.
So I'm calling on behalf of my mom. She is a green card holder. She petitioned for her daughter last year. She's an adult, an unmarried adult. So the priority date is July 2019. However, we just received some approval notice, and then the NVC sent a letter with instructions to sign in to pay fees. There are instructions about police certificates and stuff like that. I guess what we're a little bit confused about is that we thought this normally takes like 6 years.
She's over 21?
Yes.
It does. I don't know why they're asking that.
And we have an attorney, and he's saying the same thing too. Like she's confused.
Your attorney should write back and say they're in the F2B category, and this priority date's not current for years. So whatever we submit to you right now will be moot and invalid in years to come. So it's not necessary. Please correct your records. That's what an attorney would do. Tell immigration correct their records.
Okay.
All right.
Because he's just saying we should just ignore it, and I don't want to just ignore it.
No, you write them back, and you say you made an error. Let me explain what the error is. Please correct it.
Okay.
Don't ever ignore anything.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Bye.
Let's go to Omar in the Bronx. Omar. Omar. All right, maybe we'll find. Oh, there.
Hello.
Omar, your lucky day, Omar. I was about to cut you off. What's going on?
All right, quick question. I'm just checking. I have a friend living in the U.S., but he's over 21. His father's a citizen. Just want to find out if his father can file for it.
You have a son who's a citizen over 21?
No, a friend. I have a friend.
You have a friend whose son is over 21?
No, he's over 21. His father is living here. His father is a citizen.
How old is the son? He's over 21, and the father's
Yeah,
a
he's over
citizen.
21.
I understand.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, the answer is yes. They're going to wait years for a green card. Maybe you have to do a provisional waiver, go home and come back. But yes, father should file for him.
Okay, like how long will it take?
Assuming he's single and the father's a citizen, about 5-6 years.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much.
welcome.
All right.
All right. Let's go to John in Brooklyn. John.
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm Brad. What are you doing? Like, appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
So I have a question. Yeah, I have a question. Like, I'm waiting for my the marriage-based interview. It's pending I-485. So in the meantime, I have a complicated marriage life with my wife, and recently I have applied, the I-360 BAWA. I have also applied, again, 485. So my question is, how can I withdraw, the marriage-based 485? And if I don't withdraw, is there any problem for, for my BAWA, abuse case?
Let me understand what you're saying. You have a marriage adjustment with an I-130 and I-485, and then subsequent to that, there was abuse. The marriage didn't work out, and now you filed a VAWA case. You filed the I-130 and I-45 with the VAWA case as well?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. All right. So this is what you didn't need to file a second adjustment. What you needed to do, when is your interview? Did you get an interview for the marriage adjustment?
I got
when is that?
Yes, yeah, I received. It's after 2 weeks.
Okay. So this is what you need to do. You need to go on the marriage case that you did with the I-130 and your wife alone. And you're going to bring in the receipts of the VAWA and the adjustment that you did subsequent to that. And you're going to tell the immigration officer two things. One, you want to convert this adjustment that the wife did from an I-130 bona fide marriage case to a VAWA case. Here's my receipt for the VAWA. And then you're going to say...
Yeah, I already applied, with the BAWA, another 485. And
are you understanding the words that are coming out of my mouth? I'm telling you what to do. Listen, listen. I know exactly what you did. And you said, yes, that's what I did. And I'll repeat myself again. Your wife filed an adjustment application for you, an I-130 and adjustment. Subsequent to that, I'm going to start from the scratch again. Subsequent to that, you and your wife had a problem. There was abuse, and you filed a second adjustment with a VAWA case. I understand. I got it.
Yes, yes.
You have an interview coming up in 2 weeks. Listen to what I'm telling you to do now. You're going to go on that interview. That is the interview that you did with, that's the interview that's scheduled based on the adjustment your wife did based on a bona fide marriage. That interview has nothing to do with this abuse case. And as a matter of fact, when you go on this interview, the officer's going to know nothing about abuse. You're going to go on that interview, and you're going to tell the officer about the abuse. And you're going to bring proof to the officer that it was a real marriage. You're going to do this on your own. And you're going to bring proof to the officer that subsequent to this filing of this interview, I filed the VAWA case. Here's the receipt. I filed a second adjustment. Here's the receipt for that. And you're going to tell, after the officer interviews you about the abuse and about the bona fides of the marriage, you're going to ask the officer to do two things. Listen very closely. Number one, you're going to ask the officer to convert that adjustment application that you just had that interview on to a VAWA adjustment, because you already have the VAWA receipt, and here it is. And then you're going to ask the officer to withdraw your second adjustment that you filed, because that's a non-approvable adjustment, because you already have a pending adjustment. You can't have two adjustments.
Got it.
Got it? And if you have a problem, hold on, we'll help. Let's go to Roger in Los Angeles. Roger.
Hi. I have a question. I'm a permanent resident, but I'd like to file for citizenship, but I have a misdemeanor on my record.
For what?
For domestic violence.
When?
2018.
When did you get your green card?
2007.
Okay. First of all, I would not be filing for citizenship right now. What was the punishment for this domestic violence?
I don't know what you mean by punishment.
What, did you have to go to jail? Did you have to pay a fine? Did you have to do community service? What was your sentence?
There was a 16-week class.
Uh-huh.
And I had to pay the court fine. There was no jail sentence. And I got a peaceful contact order 2-3 days after the incident.
Did you go and plead guilty, or was this a diversionary thing where they said, go take the class and we'll throw the charges out?
I think it was no contest. And
was no
the
contest.
original
Okay.
charge was a felony.
Okay, so no.
It got reduced
Okay,
to a misdemeanor
okay, so
with disturbing the peace.
No contest is a guilty plea. So, and what did you plead guilty to? No contest. What was it? Was the domestic violence?
Yes.
All right. So you cannot file for citizenship until at least 5 years from the end of this case, because you need to show good moral character for 5 years. So that would be sometime in 2023. If you file now, they're going to deny your citizenship and potentially put you in deportation, because a domestic violence offense is a deportable offense in of itself. If you wait till 2023 and file your citizenship and you can show good moral character, you would be eligible for citizenship and you become a citizen.
In the meantime, if I need to renew the green card?
I would not at this moment, without certainly taking a much closer look at this case. You know, I'm basing my advice on what you tell me.
Right.
If you really want to be certain, you got to show me, not tell me. We would need to have a consultation. I would need to look at your disposition.
Right. So even if
because you're a deportable alien, you don't want to get deported. Someone who commits domestic violence and is convicted of it is a deportable alien. Point blank.
It's irrespective whether it's a felony or a misdemeanor. Doesn't
matter.
Even expungement doesn't matter.
Expungement doesn't matter.
So even after 5 years,
after 5 years, you have good moral. After 5 years, you have good moral character, and then you can file for citizenship. You're eligible for citizenship. You're going to become a citizen. So that's my advice.
That's also not guaranteed, right? It just depends how to look at it.
Well, it's not guaranteed, because who the hell knows what the law will be in 2023? I'm telling you my advice based on law of 2020.
Right. But have you seen any cases where there?
Every day I see these cases. That's why I'm giving you my advice right off the top of my head. I don't have to think about it.
So the chances are good, but they're not guaranteed even after 5 years.
Any lawyer who guarantees you anything, you should run out of their office.
Right.
Okay. Lawyers can never guarantee unless the only way that I can guarantee is if I have a printing machine and give you citizenship, but I don't have a printing machine and I don't give you citizenship. All right, hold on. You need a consultation. Let's go to Kamar in Danbury, Connecticut. Kamar.
Hello, good night, Brad.
Good night. How are you?
Yeah, how are you doing, sir? I've been watching your show for weeks now, and I want to tell you that you're the best person, like Consultation. You know,
Kamar,
I like listening to your show.
Kamar, you're a brilliant man. So thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm from Jamaica.
Okay.
My wife bring me to America.
Right.
I got a 2 years green card, but it is expired, so I got an extension 18 months.
Right.
But however, I got in trouble.
For what?
Like last month, I got in a fight with a person, and I got charged, which I got 3 charges. I got strangulation, I got a misdemeanor, and a misconduct.
But you mean a disorderly conduct?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
so the answer is, it depends what you end up pleading guilty to. I don't know.
I did not plead. I plead not guilty.
Okay. It depends what the resolution of this case is. What is your lawyer saying a possible resolution of this case is going to be? Is your lawyer? Lawyers know. your lawyer will be like, oh, come on, this is absolutely BS, these charges, or your lawyer's going to say, hey, you got a big issue here. So what's your lawyer saying?
All right, well, I'm on a rehabilitation program.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I filed through the court, so I'm just waiting to get back an answer from the court because the court has to send a note to the victim.
Okay, so it sounds like to me that the court is saying to you, go to this, anger management program, and then we'll dismiss the charges. Is that basically it?
Yeah, that's it. That's
okay.
it.
So if that's what's going to happen and you don't plead guilty to anything, you don't have a criminal offense, you're perfectly good to remove the conditions. So let's hope.
Yeah, and the next thing I want to ask you, Brad.
Yeah.
My case is pending for an interview, but however, the 18 months that I got, 1 year is gone off the 18 months. So I got like eight months left. So I'm just here waiting on my interview to remove my condition.
Yeah, let's hope the interview happens in the next 8 months. Let's hope that you do this rehabilitation, this anger management, that the court, after the anger management, is satisfied and drops the charges against you. And let's hope you never get in trouble again and you'll be fine. You'll remove the conditions. You won't have a problem. You'll become a citizen. Everything will be okay.
Yeah, and then next thing, Brad, I want to talk like to get a lawyer, and so far I want to discuss that with you.
All right, so hold on 1 second. Hold on. Let's go to Bahai in the Bronx. Bahai.
Hey, Brown.
Hi, Bahai. How are you?
I'm good. This is the batch, Bahai. Sorry about that.
I'm sorry. What is it? B-A... How do you pronounce it?
B-H-A.
Are we spelling it right? B-A-H-I or no?
No, B-A-D-H.
B-A-A-H. Ba.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. Yeah. I apologize. We have your name completely spelled wrong.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. No, I'm sorry about that. So my apologies. Where are you from? Where are you from?
I'm from Ghana. No, sorry. I'm from Burkina Faso.
Okay. And what brings you in to call my show?
Say again?
Why are you calling the show? What is your question?
Okay, because I follow you since like 3 years. 3 years I'm following you every day almost. But today is my first day I call you.
Okay.
Because no, I'm married a citizen, and she applied for me for a green card.
Right.
And I went 3 times to interview. So the first time when I came here, I came like a group, and they put in my application visa. I was married. They write a name over there. I don't know.
Wait. I'm misunderstanding what you're saying. You went for an interview 3 times, and the first time what happened?
Okay. When for first time they said me you was married in your country.
Okay. So when you got your visa to come here to the U.S., the guy said you were married when in fact you weren't, just to get you the visa.
And I didn't know because I was single. I never married.
Okay, so now, did you get evidence from your country that you were not married?
Yeah,
and now you submitted that.
Yeah, now and the first and they write intent denied, and I write again, and they approve I-130.
But then they denied your adjustment for fraud.
Yeah, but they approved my I-130,
right.
And they call me again an interview with me and my wife. And now, the officer, they give us a letter to file a waiver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he said that. He said we have to file a waiver.
All right, so this is the story, okay? Mm-hmm. They're satisfied. They are satisfied that you're not a bigamist, okay? Yeah. What the problem is, they say you lied to get your visa. You said you were married when you were single. Yeah. And the reason why people say they're married and lie, this happens a lot, is because if you're a single man, 20 to 40, it's unlikely to get a visa. So then you would have been stuck in Africa. So
but I didn't know. I never mind. I didn't.
You know what? It doesn't matter whether you knew, you didn't know. No one believes you. Okay, I'm just being frank. No one believes that. Yeah. They say, of course you knew. Yeah. Even people who didn't know honestly say, I honestly didn't know. Yeah. Nobody buys that. They all say you knew. Okay, so now you got to do the waiver, and the waiver is based on extreme and unusual hardship to your wife. She would suffer an extreme and unusual hardship If you and her were separated and you had to live in Africa and she had to live in America for the rest of your life and you would never be able to live together. And then the government would say, well, why can't you just move to Africa then? And we're not saying you can't live together. We're saying you just can't live together in America. And then she has to then say, well, there's an extreme and unusual hardship if I have to give up America and live in Africa with my husband. I shouldn't have to choose. And I have an extreme and unusual hardship as a result of that. You need a good lawyer to prove that. You just can't fill out a form and expect to get a waiver approved.
But the thing like the officer said, my wife, you can do it. You can do it.
Your officer's a liar. Anybody who says, here, have your wife fill out the form, sign it, and send it back, they know at immigration, if they say that on a waiver, they are lying, bald-faced liar, as bald as my head is right here. Bald-faced liar. They know exactly that if your wife fills out a waiver form and submits it, that they're going to deny it because you haven't submitted any documentation to prove extreme and unusual hardship in both of those scenarios. And I can even tell you, if your wife even tries to do it, you got to be a damn good lawyer to get those things approved. And they know it. So they're screwing you to get you in deportation. That guy or woman knows it. You need a good lawyer. You don't want to hire me? That's fine. Go hire a good lawyer. It's the only way you get waivers approved. All right, hold on. Meanwhile, where we go? Where are we? Meanwhile, I'm on page 2 here. If you didn't get your immigration questions answered, you could always follow me at Real Brad Bernstein. That's the Real Brad Bernstein on Instagram, at Real Brad Bernstein. If you follow me at Real Brad Bernstein, for sure it's me. It's not the guy selling Bitcoin. You could also follow us at Brad Show. By the way, when you follow us at Real Brad Bernstein, I forgot to mention, send me a DM. I'll be happy to answer your immigration question. Also, you can check us out at Brad Show Live. If you check us out at Brad Show Live, you can't handle 2 hours of our show, but can handle 2 minutes. It's the best 2 minutes, 2-minute break anywhere. Follow us on Instagram at Brad Show Live. And Yonathan, what do you got to say?
You guys can follow me at Yonathan Elias TV on all social media platforms.
And Vanessa.
And you guys can find me at Vanessa.Contreras TV.
All right. By the way, your boyfriend can't be mad at you. He's one lucky guy. Look how pretty you are. He can't complain. All right. You tell him, Uncle Brad and Yo-Yo say, I am so pretty, and he should be so lucky that he has you. He can't complain. He can't complain that he was not the first guy up to bat. What'd you say?
I'm just gonna pretend that this is not.
What was your?
I'm too comfy with the squad.
What was you saying? Wasn't the first guy up to bat? I gotta remember what you said. What did you say again?
First draft pick.
Wasn't the first draft pick? Wasn't the first draft pick? You traded away your first draft pick. You said I traded it away. I didn't have a draft pick till the second round. All right. Meanwhile, in honor of Veterans Day, we would like to remember that there are deported veterans waiting to come back to the United States. I had spoken with Laura Meza, who served in the Army from April of 2003 to April of 2004. While in service, she was deployed to Operation Iraqi Freedom. She has an honorable discharge, is a survivor of MST, which is military sexual trauma, and suffers from post-traumatic sexual disorder from a mass casualty she was involved in al-Nusayra, Iraq. As a result of these conditions, she self-medicated, which led her to getting into some legal trouble, and she got deported to Costa Rica in 2009, a country she never saw until she got deported because she came to the United States at age 5. Hopefully one day Laura will be allowed back into the United States. Let's watch a clip of Laura.
The initial reason that I joined the Army was because I wanted to be an Army dentist. I wanted a career in it as an Army dentist and to give my daughter Jasmine a better future. But now, after actually being deported, I realize what a great country I served. And that now I feel more patriotic. Even I remember Hector Barajas saying this, and something I saw him on. But I really understand where he comes from when he says you feel even more patriotic when you're in another country that you didn't grow up in. And then I put my life on the line for my country, and I feel that's the most patriotic demonstration of love and pride. I started to feel a lot of pride after basic training in AIT while I was in the military. I had leadership positions at times, and I felt, great. I never left anyone behind either. I was the one always carrying the soldier left last behind. I didn't want to leave anybody behind. I was selfless. And, all the moral principles and values that my dad and mom taught me as a kid just were reinstilled even more in the military. I have faith and hope that I may go back, and that's my country, and I always love it no matter what, if I do or don't go back.
So later in our show, we're going to be hearing from Hector Barajas and how he is helping even now deported veterans and helping them to try to come back to the United States of America. But in the meantime, let's do something we like to call social media check-in. All right, what do we got?
All right, our first one comes from the Brad Squad VIP member. Remember, I told you if you guys joined the VIP page, you can put in your question anytime throughout the day. This is from I'm a Survivor saying, should one be concerned if they received RFE for H-4 dependent application 1 year after applying?
Yes, whenever you get an RFE, you should be concerned because they're saying you didn't submit enough documentation to get the case approved.
Next one comes from Kamla Ramzine on Facebook. How do I go about renewing my visa? It will expire on the 16th of November.
You have to go to a U.S. embassy to renew your visa.
Okay, Nikos on YouTube asked, I applied for my husband and his I-130 was approved. When doing the police report, I found out he has a record of carnal abuse from when he was 20 years old and the girl was 15 years old. That was 15 years ago. Will the NVC deny his petition?
The U.S. Embassy is going to deny it because he has committed an aggravated felony, which is sexual abuse of a minor. So he's not going to get a green card, unfortunately, and there's no waiver for that.
Tox Aiden on YouTube. I petitioned for an I-130 for my spouse in 2009, and 2 years later, the conditional placement was denied. 11 years later, I filed a new I-130, but USCIS is now claiming our marriage is not valid because we got married before the judge signed the final divorce decree. We mistakenly assumed that the date of the divorce hearing was the day the divorce was finalized with my ex-wife. What should we do?
Get remarried now because obviously you're in a void marriage. But if you get married now, I assume you're free to get married and refile a new adjustment based on the new marriage now.
Saliu Ba on YouTube asks, can a conditional green card holder apply for ACA insurance?
Yes.
Okay, next one comes from Meme Sari on YouTube. A person who was in custody and whose request to be returned home was granted. How long is the usual wait for the ticket?
It could be anywhere from a day to a month.
All right, Danielle Fairclough on Facebook asks, my cousin is filing for her mom, but her mom's birth papers from Jamaica do not match. Can she still file for her mom? She's a U.S. citizen. She wants to add her young sibling, and her mom's name is spelled incorrectly, and the sibling's birthday.
Well, submit the birth certificates you have. You could always do DNA tests to prove your relationship between you and mom. You're a U.S. citizen daughter, it sounds like, filing for a mom. You can't include your siblings on that application, though.
HA on YouTube. My I-130 application is approved and the beneficiary outside of the USA received an approval letter with a priority date, but the petitioner who lives in the US didn't. Should he ask for a duplicate or no?
You don't need it as long as you have a letter from the NVC processing the case.
Okay, Reda El Hashemi on YouTube asks, my wife became very controlling after marriage and criticizes the way I look, my religion, and my job. She doesn't go out with me if I don't wear the clothes she wants me to wear. Can I apply for VAWA?
Sounds like it.
Navdeep Rajapur. Go ahead, yo.
I was saying, yeah, because like with VAWA, maybe, you know, you might want to let them know that like with VAWA, it could also be like emotional. It doesn't have to be
it has to be extreme emotional abuse, but you know, asserting power, you know, over a spouse could be a form of extreme emotional abuse. But obviously, we need to know a lot more. But based on the little that I know, yeah, it sounds like it's a possibility for sure.
Navdeep Rajput on YouTube. Is it okay if I file no fault divorce if my VAWA is pending?
Yes, you can file no fault divorce.
Okay, Nicole Rogers on Facebook asks, my cousin and her husband are married. He's a U.S. citizen. She wants to know if he gets a PEBT card for his kids. Will this affect her getting a green card?
No, because any public assistance for children under 18 doesn't count against you.
Awayanfa Femi on YouTube. I filed for VAWA while I was in immigration custody. I told the immigration judge about abuse from my spouse that led me to immigration. Now that I am deported, is there any way for my application to be processed?
Yeah, you can still file a VAWA case, and if it gets approved, file a waiver to return. Absolutely.
Philmon on Facebook asks, in August 11, 2020, I applied for my I-131 for travel documents. I got approved mail from Nebraska USCIS office. The processing time said 3 to 5 months. After a month and a half update, my case status for fingerprint on October 1st, 2020, but not shows any date. And where to go, the processing time again updated from 5.5 to 7.5 months. Still haven't got the fingerprints. My vacation is by the new year. So now the first question is there any way I could get my travel document, or the question is there any way I could get my travel document before the new year with your help?
Yeah, possibly. We can try to go down to the local office, explain the situation. They could always try to expedite it.
Ambesh on Instagram. My wife, a U.S. citizen, filed an I-130, which was approved last month at NBC. We have to provide a country of domicile document. My wife is domicile. My wife is also in India since August of 2018, but before she was in the U.S., how do we do that? She doesn't have a house or a car in the U.S. She does have 2 bank accounts and a credit card, social security card, applying for jobs in the U.S.
Well, I'm sure you have some family or friends whose home you can use, and you can your wife can sign a letter saying that it's her intention to return to the United States with you upon you obtaining your green card. We're temporarily domiciled in XYZ's home, and when we get there, we're going to find our own place to live.
Hey, Sharon Pink on Facebook asks, I filed for my daughter. Her I-130 petition was approved. Now they're saying no visa is available. She's in Jamaica. What's my next move?
Wait till January for Joe Biden, and he'll lift the proclamation.
Tikarama Pokerel on Facebook. How long is the waiting time for an I-130 for a U.S. citizen applying for a spouse?
About 12 months.
Dinesh on YouTube asks, I lived the last 10 years in the USA, 5 years with a visa and 5 years without. The first time I came with a F1 visa in May 2008, then went back finally in June 2018. But now I want to go back and apply for the visa B1, B2, or B1, 2 visitor's visa. So can I try this?
Do whatever you want. Nobody's stopping you from trying it. Whether you get it or not, that's a whole other story.
Donette Bryant on Facebook. Do we still need to file an I-944 with the adjustment of status application?
Yes, that form is still in existence.
Najla on YouTube asks, will the President Proclamation, which ends on December 31st, 2020, go away? If yes, when will it happen?
December 31st. What color is George Washington's white horse?
Great.
White. Max Taylor on YouTube. I filed for VAWA recently. How long does it take to receive the prima facie?
About 3 to 6 months.
Michael Jew on YouTube asks, what if Trump and his supporters declare independence for Trump Nation from the USA?
What if Yo-Yo declares independence for Yo-Yo Nation for USA? They can declare whatever the hell they want. Biden's going to be the president.
Right.
Okay, Wani Wallace on YouTube. A friend of mine received her work permit in August. After 4 weeks, she called the Social Security office to find out her Social Security number, but was told to get a letter from an employer before it can be issued. Why?
Because of the pandemic, they don't want people coming down to Social Security, so they only want people who really need a Social Security number at this moment. So they're trying to limit the number of people that they have to service right now.
Okay, D. Beal on YouTube asked, I'm a F1, school completely online because of COVID. I'm waiting on an EAD form I-130 I-485. Are there any legal options to work off campus?
If you filed an adjustment application based on marriage to a U.S. citizen, you should get a work permit soon. But the fact of whether you work on or off campus, legally or illegally, if you're married to a U.S. citizen, is not going to make a difference.
Okay, and this would be the last one. Mimi Sorry on YouTube. If someone requests to return home and it's granted, how long does it usually take for a ticket from the officer?
I've answered this question like 10 times. Yesterday, 2 days ago, today, twice already. 1 day to a month or 2 months. Eventually, the government will send her home. All right. Meanwhile, Specialist Hector Barajas served in the Army's 82nd Airborne Division from 1995 to 2001. But after returning home with post-traumatic stress disorder, he was charged with an aggravated felony and ultimately deported in 2004 to Tijuana, Mexico. Hector was actually deported twice after he was caught trying to re-enter the United States. The second time, he was deported for life. While in deportation, Hector founded the Deported Veterans Support House to help others like himself. But after a pardon by California Governor Jerry Brown, Hector was granted United States citizenship and re-entered into America in 2018. We have followed Hector's journey, and he joined me to discuss his work and what the recent election results could mean for deported veterans and immigrants in the military. Let's watch. Specialist Hector Barajas served in the Army's 82nd Airborne Division from 1995 to 2001, but after returning home with post-traumatic stress disorder, he was charged with an aggravated felony and ultimately deported in 2004 to Tijuana, Mexico. While in deportation, Hector founded the Deported Veterans Support House to help others like himself. Then, in April 2017, Governor Jerry Brown of California pardoned Hector. And in April 2018, he was granted United States citizenship and re-entered America. We have followed Hector as he has gone from deported to repatriated veteran, and he joins me today to fill us in on what he has been up to, as well as his thoughts on the Biden-Harris win and what this could mean for deported veterans and immigrants in the military. Welcome, Hector. Thank you for coming on again. You are a great, great friend of Bradshaw Live, and I really appreciate your time. So thanks for coming on.
Thank you. And just to add on what you mentioned, so I was actually deported twice, which makes it even more interesting that I was able to get my citizenship. The two deportations, I don't know too many people that get their citizenship.
For anyone who doesn't know, after you're deported and try to re-enter with aggravated felony, that's a bar for life for re-entry. Yep. And it's also a criminal act as well. Ultimately, you got the pardon, and because of your military service, were able to become a citizen. So what have you been up to? You came back to America now, and what have you been up to since the last we spoke?
Well, I've been running all over the place still, going to Congress, doing this and that, and the pandemic hit. And that kind of like slowed me down. We're planning on lobbying Congress through Zoom. We don't have the resources and the money, but we got all these troops and connections with different people. We don't need to go to DC. I was talking to my congresswoman Takano a couple months ago via Zoom, and just saved myself a couple $1,000.
Who do you find is more willing to sympathize with deported veterans? Is it Republicans? Is it Democrats? Or is it Republicans and Democrats from certain areas where there's more military families than others?
Democrats have been more there, but they're still not doing enough. Somebody made a comment about me putting up Kamala Harris, and they said blah, 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 and the Republicans, and I'm like, I'll talk to anybody. I'll talk to a Republican, but the fact of the matter is that most of the people that I talk to have been Democrats, but even the Democrats, the legislation that they want to introduce is very, very...
It's not what you wanted.
It's not what I want. I would want the whole pie, but they're not going to give me the whole pie. So I'll take what they can give us.
What are they talking about giving?
Certain people with certain crimes got to have an honorable discharge. There's veterans that went to combat. They came back, smoked some weed, got in trouble while they were in the service. And now they're reviewing those discharges now. There's veterans court.
Now, for those who don't know, why don't you tell us a little bit about, because when you got deported and you were in Mexico, you started something called the Deported Veterans Support House. Tell us a little bit about what that is.
Sure. So basically, people serve in the U.S. Armed Forces. Unfortunately, there's no process for citizenship. There's a lack of awareness. There's a lack of personal responsibility. And there's a lot of different factors. But because of the laws, you get in trouble, you get deported if you're a veteran. And at one point, I saw that there was a need for just housing, like somewhere for you to stay at. And then it started from there. And then, hey, well, how do we file for benefits? And then I started looking into benefits. And then somebody died. Okay, we'll just put together a funeral for them. Let's learn how to hold a flag. So I just one thing led to the other. And then, we are a resource center for hundreds of veterans around the world, over 50 countries. We work with legislators, ACLU, been to Congress to testify before Congress. And next couple months, we're going to be focusing on Thanksgiving dinner and a toy drive that we do for the guys.
You were in combat, you were defending America, and you're never allowed to come back to America again until you're dead to be buried in Arlington Cemetery. It was the irony of many of the deported veterans that problems that they're still facing.
For a combat veteran to come back and have seen what they saw and have to have done what they've done and hearing the words, I was in his Marine's funeral and his mother's receiving an American flag and I'm hearing patriot and country and all these words. I mean, I started crying. Can you imagine the mother? And you know what's the oddest thing about all these funerals that I've been to? Is that they all want that flag, the mother, the father, whoever's around, they want that honor. They want the honor, but it's no honor.
How do you feel about Biden-Harris compared to Trump? I mean, Trump obviously did nothing to help you, I would assume.
He tweeted deported veterans. He tweeted it as a
he could tweet all he wants, but a tweet and let's see action. Talk is cheap, right?
Yeah, he tweeted and he didn't do anything about it. He said, "Can you believe we even deport our people that serve in the military?" And okay, well then why don't you do something about it? And then one of the congressmen, Vicente Gonzalez, actually had some sort of meeting with him and brought up the issue, but nothing was done. With the Biden campaign, it looks like right now our blinkers are like, man, we need to let Biden know about this. And at the very least, the easiest thing that he can do is stop the deportations altogether. I mean, Homeland Security can, from my understanding, they can do that. Let's stop the deportations until we figure this out. And then we're not.
To say, you know what, you're in the military, we're not going to deport you right now.
The seed's been planted. When I met Kamala Harris, I was in Los Angeles giving a speech at the AFL-CIO for Martin Luther King, and then it happens that she was also a guest speaker. One of the guys that was facing deportation, Mario, he told her about her case, and she said, get my staff on it.
Do you think she had a better understanding of immigration because she is the daughter of immigrants, or you think she didn't really get it?
From what I hear, and I don't know, is that she was very tough when it came to the law aspect of it, like against anybody, like African Americans or wherever. It might help her, like, okay, now because she's in that position, she might look at it differently. Like, hey, you know what? I think that there's an opportunity. I believe so. She's already helping out Ms. Reboyad, and she immediately said, hey, get with my staff member, and I mean, so that's it, man. She's interested, and they have the power to do it. I mean, I don't think once they get it, like, who would go against it? Like, it's like once it would be done together, be some Yahoo. But if a senator to say publicly, no, we're not bringing home these deported veterans, I mean, it would just like, I think there would be some backlash,
Now, you came back because you got a pardon from the governor of California. Are there a lot of other governors, or maybe even the governor of California, are they working on other pardons now, or you think that's kind of died down?
That's it. I know there's got to be half a dozen pardons that have been submitted to Governor Newsom from California, because I've worked with some of those guys, and for whatever reason, well, the pandemic and everything else has just made everything just slow. We're looking into which states do unconditional pardons, because I guess that's the key. They have to be unconditional. So we're actually looking to see which governors potentially could pardon vets eventually. I know that we looked up New York. It looks like New York can do unconditional pardons. Somebody asked me about Virginia. Virginia it's just like something kind of pardon.
Yeah, I know New York definitely.
Yeah, the time and resources just to do it for the hell of it. Yeah, why not, right? But it's not going to help them out legally. So focus your time and energy on something else.
By the way, Veterans Day is this week. What are you going to do?
We're rolling up to the West LA VA in a semi-truck. There's about 200 homeless veterans in that area. And the plan is to do that from 8 to 5. And then I'm going to eventually do like a Zoom with the guys from Tijuana and whoever. We're going to do like a check-in. Something simple this year, because I know everything's going on with the pandemic. We're just going to check in. Because I don't want to put somebody in a predicament where they have to go get tested.
Right.
And fork out for $400.
We were just talking about that before the interview. It was like $300 in Mexico. You were telling me to get tested. I ask you this every time, and I really appreciate you coming on. What is your American dream? Has it changed since I last spoke to you?
I already have it. It's like, I would like to have the house and, the nice job. And, but my path took a different route. I just want to be, just kind of live happy, like get on that ranch and have like some property where I can just, do different things with it. And work on myself. Everybody sees the happy Hector and the happy posts, but there's a lot of stuff that I deal with on day to day. A lot of personal demons.
You have guilt that you came back and some of the other deported veterans are still in Mexico?
Not guilt, because I think more or less like a compromiso. It's it's a responsibility. It's something I got to do.
And I understand you got married.
I got married. Yeah. We got married at the border. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Now, where did you meet your wife?
I met her at Friendship Park, that wall that goes into the ocean. So she kind of tapped me and she says, "Hey, can I take a picture with you?" And that was it.
And you're like, "Hey, you're kind of cute. Can I get your number?"
Pretty much.
You were smooth. I really appreciate your time. Thanks for sharing what's going on in your life, and hope to have you back soon. All right, let's do something we like to call the speed rounds, where I answer 9 immigration questions in 50 seconds, and if I don't, the entire crew blows me up, and hopefully I do a better job tomorrow. Let's hope I don't get blown up. It's up to Yo-Yo and Vanessa, and of course myself, whether that happens or not. You guys ready?
Yeah, we are.
All right, let's go.
Can you travel outside the U.S. with pending DUI and arrest warrants?
No.
I just got married. Can my wife file for my immediate family?
For your children under 21.
I'm over 31 years old and didn't know about selective service. Is that okay?
Yes, because you had to do it before 26.
Can I sponsor my girlfriend if I went to jail for a federal drug conspiracy charge?
Yes, as long as you did your time.
Can a U.S. citizen lose their citizenship if they move to another country?
No.
How long can a green card holder be outside of the U.S.?
Up to 180 days.
Can I leave the U.S. and return on an H-1B visa to renew the I-94?
Yes.
Can someone become a U.S. citizen with a student visa?
No, you have to get a green card first.
How long does it take for a 601 to process?
Oh, that was the last one. Come on, Brad.
Brad.
We were so close. We were at 22 seconds at like the 7th one. I thought we were going to make it.
I know. 601's taken over 12 months, by the way. And when there was a question, can you file for my wife's immediate relatives? And I said children under 21, but it's only if you marry. Yes, you can file for the children under 21, but only if you married them before the 18th birthday. So I didn't add that. All right, comments of the day. Comments of the day.
All right. Our first comment of the day comes from Jessica Kalimi saying Brad needs an industrial fan. This is when you were
sweating to death. Yeah, they got us a fan, Jessica Kalimi. Thank you. I've cooled down. They have a fan on me now. A fan telling me to get a fan.
Fan.
Right.
See what you did there.
Yeah.
Our next one comes from Lady Lattimore, and they say, I can never miss this show. Same. I can never miss the show either.
Guess who also can't miss the show? Me.
Brad.
Definitely can't have you miss the show.
Can't miss it, right? What kind of show would there be without me, right?
It wouldn't be a good show.
Not Brad Show Live.
It would be a good show, just completely different. It would just be the two of you, completely different. It would be a good show, just a different show.
Show Live.
Just be Show Live. Okay. Welcome to Show Live.
Right. All right, our next one comes from Maxine Gowie saying, squad up. Why don't I get a ping when you go live? Is there something I need to do? Yesterday I had to go through YouTube. So we say this every day, but Maxine, I'm not going to even trip on you like that. I'm just going to let you know how to do it. All you have to do is click the little bell and it will notify you anytime we go live. All right. And then also subscribe. If you're looking for it on YouTube, subscribe and hit that little bell for the notifications.
Okie doke. Our next comment of the day comes from one of our faves, Elizabeth Francis. Uncle Brad, you have given so much of your listeners around the world hope. There's never a dull moment once you're tuned into this reliable and informative show. We all appreciate the job that you and your staff are doing.
That's really nice. Thank you very much.
All right, we have one more.
Oh, wow, a lot today.
And this last one comes from Frank and Beja, and I like this. I just love the complicity and connection between you guys. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Right?
Sometimes a little too honest on the show. It might get us in trouble at home.
A little.
Listen, you guys made me understand that family has nothing to do with blood, but all with heart. We love you.
Oh, there's more. Wow. That's really
Like
good.
that. Bang. Yeah, that's it.
Is that it?
That's it.
Yep, that's it.
All right. Well, goodbye to everybody. Have a great evening. And to all the United States military and veterans and their families, thank you very much for your service. Thank you very much for your sacrifice. And we will see everybody tomorrow. Thanks for watching. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK. 1-800-529-5465.